For more than 20 years, CTV has captured the moments that matter in our community. From our studios in St. Clair, you're watching Focus with Paul Dingeman.
Welcome again to another edition of the world famous, at least in St. Clair Township.
Absolutely.
World famous Focus program. My name is Paul Dingeman. We've got some very interesting segments lined up for you, and we're going to begin with Denise Danklau. Nice to see you. Welcome back to the Focus set.
Thanks for having me.
Miss Jackson, Dawn Jackson, and you guys are representing the wonderful project which is called Empty Bowls. What's going on? When is it?
This is our 15th year, Paul. Honestly, it's hard to believe. You know, it's an international event, and ours has lasted as long as anybody in the world, practically. So we're excited. It's Thursday, March 22nd. It'll be at St. Stephen's Catholic School again. And we're hoping everybody comes out and joins us 4:30 to 7 with a silent auction and a chance to get a fabulous bowl when you come in. And we'll have a little entertainment, and it'll be a great way to support a really good cause.
All right, what is that cause? Why am I coming to support it?
You're coming because every day Dawn and her crew over at Mid-City Nutrition feed many, many people in our community that otherwise wouldn't have a nice hot meal. And that's exactly what the empty bowl that you take home is a reminder of, that there are people in your community that might go hungry today. So for your $25, you're giving to a great cause. Every penny that you give goes directly to Dawn's mission at Mid-City. So it's just a great cause, and it's a great time, and there'll be lots of people that you know. It's like Old Home Week.
Dawn, welcome back to the Focus Show. You've been with Mid-City Nutrition 3 years now.
It'll be 2 years, April.
2 years in April.
Mm-hmm.
And talk to the people that might not know, the 3 people in the county that don't know about Mid-City Nutrition. Tell me what it is.
Mid-City Nutrition is a nonprofit soup kitchen. We actually, in September, we celebrated our 30th year in operation, and we've just grown over the years. They started serving 7 days a week, but just one meal. Now we serve 2 meals a day. We serve anywhere between 100 and 300 people a day.
A day?
A day. Last year we served 68,800, I believe 67 meals, and we shared over 400,000 pounds of food through our mobile food pantries and through our facility. We also do some of the food sharing with other organizations as well.
Are the numbers going up, going down, or staying about the same?
They're staying about the same. This time of year, because the weather is so bad, our numbers go down a little bit because a lot of our clientele are on their feet. And if I didn't have to get out in this weather, I wouldn't. So a lot of them depend on Meals on Wheels, or they depend on their friends to bring them food from the soup kitchen when it's this cold out. Okay.
Let's take a look at some of these bowls. These bowls, and let me see if Dalton will zoom in on this. We'll take a look at these bowls. Talk to me about who makes them and why they're so beautiful.
We have many potters in the community that give graciously of their time and talents to produce approximately 500 bowls a year for us to use at our empty bowl. Jason Steyer.
Oh, that world famous man?
Yes. Celeste Celeste, I can't think of her last name, I apologize. But
Slanik, I think.
Yes, and the St. Clair Art Association. And the Blue Water Wood Turners actually now make wooden bowls for us as well. Yes. So, and you know, they're just so gracious. Every year they hear the call, and they take the clay and they make magic.
So this one here says MB17WPP. That's probably their initials, and they are very proud of what they've done here. So when I come, how many bowls are there?
There will be 500 bowls.
500 bowls.
Because we sell at least 500 tickets, maybe more.
So I can go through and select the bowl I want.
You can. They'll be in a bowl room, and they're separated by the artist, because some people have become so familiar with the artist that they want a certain artist bowl. So we have them labeled so that people come in and they almost know what they're looking for, and they're a little bit different every year.
Oh, the design on this one is beautiful.
Yes.
On the outside, all around it. They've really done a beautiful job.
And
this
I don't
is
know,
a small portion.
Yes, and I don't know how creative you are, Paul, but I am not. So when I see something like this, I'm in awe. I'm in absolute awe.
This is a candy dish.
There it is, right?
The chocolates for this one.
Yes, yeah. You don't have to use it for soup. You can use it for anything you want.
That's right. That's right. the numbers that you have are just unreal, that you would serve that many people, and it's wonderful that you can do it. But it's got to be very gratifying to help those people every day.
Every day I go home grateful I have the job I have.
Okay. There's a slide we've got. If Lexi will throw that up, it's got the time and the date and all that kind of good stuff. There it is. Empty Bowls 2018, benefiting Mid-City Nutrition, March the 22nd, 4:30 to 7 at beautiful St. Stephen's Church, and $25
in advance, right?
$30 at the door. And dinner begins at 4:30.
Right, and you can
get... Oh, there's an auction, too.
There is a great silent auction.
Tell me about the auction.
Well, there will be all kinds of things from every price level to bid on. There's a children's table, and the kids love it, because they're, it's minimally priced items, but they really get into the silent auction. And then we have a little entertainment, and some people even sing along.
Okay, that's allowed.
Yeah. And last year we started with having local restaurants donate soup. So Ackett's Vintage Tavern, Lynch's, The Galley, Dorsey House, Chef Mike's Catering is going to do the bread bowls, and the Baker Culinary School will do the cookies for us.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, so it's nice. You get a cup of coffee or water. And tickets can also be secured at Weekends, Proper Framing, Community Mental Health, Mid-City Nutrition, or our ticket share, Donna, at 810-334-6221.
Okay, very good.
Everybody needs to come out and support this worthy
It's such
cause.
a great cause, and we're so
Yes.
happy that you come every year and show us these wonderful bowls and the workmanship. And it's just a nice community event that people get together. And
It is.
They're doing their part, and people who come do their part, and we know what Dawn does.
What Dawn's doing, yes. And so we're all hoping that someday we put Dawn out of business.
Yep.
So that we don't...
We'll find Dawn work.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. But, the goal is that nobody goes hungry.
Right. Denise, always a pleasure.
Thanks, Paul.
Dawn, always a pleasure to see you, too. Speaking of the aforementioned Deb Johnson, she's in the building, and she's going to be up here at the desk in just a second. Welcome back, and welcome back to Deb Johnson, I believe the name. Nice to see you. You always have such a pleasant smile.
Well, thank you, Paul. So do you.
It's a lot of work, isn't it?
It is a lot of work. It's good to be here. It's good to be here.
You are representing St. Clair County Community Mental Health, and you always have some information for us that is really pertinent to our lives. What's happening today?
Well, today I want to tell you about several things, but I want to start off with March is Intellectual Developmental Disability Awareness Month. And it was actually proclaimed initially back in 1987 by President Ronald Reagan as Developmental Disability Awareness Month. But since then, you know how they're always changing terms. The correct term now is Intellectual/Developmental Disability Awareness Month, because there are some developmental disabilities that don't impact your intellectual functioning at all. So things like you could have cerebral palsy and not have, which is a developmental disability. So is epilepsy, autism, Down syndrome, but some of those don't impact your intellectual functioning or your cognitive functioning. So anyways, but the reason that President Reagan did that in 1987 is it kind of was his call out to all Americans to provide encouragement, opportunities, and to be more inclusive of people with intellectual and developmental disabilities, and but be supportive and do those things to help them reach their full potential. So I think we're glad that he did that in 1987. Is long overdue. But
the whole month is going to be that.
The whole month is like, it's just Awareness Month, and so maybe things people could do during the month is take time to learn about some of these things if you don't know about them. There's a lot of we actually donate a lot of great literature on these topics to our St. Clair County Library System, so you can get them through that. We used to have our own library, but it got too hard to keep that up in addition with the library we already have.
Right.
So we donate to that every year. So anyways, I guess I want to talk about that people think maybe that doesn't affect a lot of people, but it does. It affects about 2.5% of our population, or 4.6 million Americans. It's just important that we we learn about it, we support them. At Community Mental Health, we provide a lot of services.
Right.
And if somebody is not sure, like if you have a young child and you're not sure if they're hitting their developmental milestones when they should, you can always call our access at it's 888-225-4447 and tell them what your concern is, and we'll do an assessment. We do have a really great program that we partnership with RISA. It's called the Early On Program, and that's for kids 0 to 3 that are have some delays. And they don't have to, at that age, you don't have to meet the official public mental health criteria for a developmental disability. You can just be delayed. And a lot of times kids that are born premature hit the marks later, but then they catch up over time, and they don't have any long-term developmental disability.
All right.
So anyway, so that's what I wanted to say about that. And I just kind of want to share a quick story. We have a young woman that works for us now. Her name is Lisa, and she has cerebral palsy, and she was hired as a peer mentor to work with individuals with developmental disabilities. And she has CP, and she ended up doing a cerebral palsy. She did a presentation with her supervisor at our recent state conference, and it was great. And one of the things she talked about is she spent a lot of her life early on being angry about her situation.
Right, as you would.
But then, you know, what she put this quote up there, and I loved it. And it actually came from somebody named Caitlin Walsh. But the quote is, and I got to read it. It's the key to success is playing the hand you were dealt like it was the hand you wanted. And I thought, wow, that's pretty impressive coming from her, because she does have some daily struggles related to the physical issues that complicate her life as a result of cerebral palsy. But she is one of the happiest, most positive people I think I've ever met.
That's marvelous.
It is.
Absolutely.
And so she's working with other people that we provide services to help engage them into services and to show them that you can overcome. And so I think that that's great. And so I just wanted to share that quick little story.
That's a nice story.
It is.
It
is a nice story, and she's amazing.
You got, go ahead.
I was going to say, before you move on, I want to talk a little bit about autism. We have a speaker coming up. Her name is Allison Byton, and she actually was the plenary speaker at a recent state conference that I was at. And she was the best speaker at the event, and she is a mother of 3 sons with autism. They're at different levels with autism, but they 3 kids. And then,
remarkable.
Right. So that alone is remarkable, but even more, she has a master's degree, and she has the certification called BCBA, which is currently the highest certification to work with kids with autism or individuals with autism. So it's actually, we're looking for BCBA. So if ever you want to encourage kids who are going to college, psychology degree, and then there's internships, and then there's a state board that you have to take. But it's a great certification, and you can work with kids with cerebral palsy and older kids too. But anyways, Allison will be here in our community on April 26th. She has a date. She's doing a daytime presentation, but I'm pretty sure it's full already.
Okay.
But the evening one, there's still some room available, but not a lot. It's at 6 p.m. It's at our main office, our main location in Port Huron, 3111 Electric Avenue. If anybody wants to attend that, they can call us to register.
Okay.
It's free.
Okay. All right. I also had down here the YMCA Open Arms campaign.
Oh, yeah, I just wanted to share a little bit about that, as if I'm not on enough committees or fundraising initiatives. But I was recently asked if I would sit on the Fund Development Committee for Open Arms campaign. And as a result, I've been a YMCA member for years, and I love going there. There's a lot of great things to do. What I didn't know is a lot of the things they do in our community. Like, I didn't know that they're in 17 locations. Like, I thought they're at the YMCA in Port Huron. They're at 17 locations at schools and different places throughout our whole county. And many of the programs are free of charge or offered on sliding fees scales. And they have several programs targeted for at-risk youth. So that's what the Open Arms campaign is, kind of open to welcome everybody and to provide supports and services, especially to kids. And kids who can't afford it. So the Open Arms campaign is an initiative to try to they need to raise $150,000 to continue to fund the pretty much free initiatives that they're doing throughout the county. And probably she should have Liz from the Y. She's
Yeah.
the Director of Social Responsibility.
We'll have her come in.
Yeah, I think I should. I'm going to suggest she call.
Okay.
She knows all of this like the back of her hand.
Okay.
But I'm just a new committee member, and so that's an initiative that they're looking to raise. Like I said, $150,000. My committee is responsible to raise $50,000. There's 15 of us, so it's not ridiculous amount of money, but it's really important. And even though I sort of made a good joke about how many more things can I be on, there's some really good causes in our community that, there's definitely need. And the nice thing about, one of the nicest and best things about St. Clair County is I think it's one of the most generous counties there is.
You get around the state, so you know.
Yeah, and besides how collaboratively we work together in our community, people do rally. Like when the economy was so bad years ago, we thought it's going to be the worst roof sit ever. It was one for the Child Abuse and Neglect Council.
Yeah.
It was one of the best.
Right.
And somehow people know what the needs are, and they see it, and they give. And so.
What else you got there?
Well, the other big thing is our Run for Recovery, which is May 12th. It's our 10th anniversary of the run, or 10th annual run. So we're hoping to get a lot of people there. It'd be great if we could get 1,000, because that's like 10, whatever, 10 times 100. But we had about 500 people.
There's the flyer for it, 5K run.
Yep.
May 12th, so we're getting ahead. Do you think old Mr. McCartan will be there?
I'm sure he'll probably be there. He hasn't been running lately because I think he has some knee issues.
Oh.
But he's been still helping us, and he's been at the event, so I'm hoping that he'll be there. Consider this your personal invitation, Mike, if you're listening, right?
Right.
No, I'll call too, but anyways, yeah, so that's coming up. You can register right now online. Registration's available, or people can bring money and fill out a registration form at our location.
Well, we hope you get 1,000.
Yeah.
That'll be a big race.
I do too.
Okay, I think we got it. And then next time you're going to be here, I think we're going to have some talk about winners of some contests that you've been running, and
Yes.
we'll talk about that next month.
I would love to do that next month, and then maybe at a show, if not next month, maybe we can get some of them on here.
Yeah.
All right.
Deb Johnson, always a pleasure. Thank you, dear.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
We'll be back with the winners of mock trial in just a second. Welcome back. We are here with some great young people who just had an experience a week ago in court, but it was a positive experience in court. It was called the 13th annual mock trial. And joining us down on the end is Mr. McNamee, and he is one of the coaches and one of the attorneys that was involved. Let's begin with you and talk about mock trial 13th annual. How was it, and what went on, and everything? Nice to see you again.
Yeah, good to see you, Paul. It was a fun tournament this year. I mean, the teams are always really good, and we got to play St. Clair, Northern, and Anchor Bay, and they're all fantastic. So I actually got to see all of these kids in action. They did a great job.
Did you have a pretty good audience? If the house was full or the court was full?
Yeah, I mean, it varies from year to year, but this year, like, all the parents were there, extended family. So, like, I know our last match of the day with Northern, I mean, both sides of the courtroom were filled with parents.
Did you use a lot of courtrooms?
Yeah, pretty much, I think all of them. I mean, yeah, I would say they were all filled. I think there's 9 different high schools that are in this and 132 kids, so that requires pretty much the whole courthouse.
You are the president of the St. Clair County Bar Association this year. Is that the organization that's behind this?
Yes, with some help from a lot of key volunteers like Judge Platzer and Gwen Lewis. But yeah, the St. Clair County Bar Association mock trial tournament.
And they do good. Now, on the back over here, we've got 2 coaches. We've got Dana. Dana, I'll be all right. I told you today's been a wild day for me. Desjardins, and you are a teacher at Port Huron Northern.
Yep, I'm a teacher at Port Huron Northern.
And talk to me about how you got involved with these students.
Well, I got involved with these students. I teach social studies, so it's kind of fitting. It goes right in with the legal profession. And Mr. Mossett, our principal, asked me to step into this role 3 years ago.
And so you've been around quite a while. Yeah. Have you had some winners of previous years?
We had an award last year for Best Cross. That was our first award, and this year's we had an award.
We got an award winner right here, right?
Yeah, well, top 5.
Right.
So 5th place, and also an award for best witness this
Okay,
year.
and sitting next to you, back by popular demand, is Sarah. And how are you doing? The kids did good last Saturday?
I'm good. And the kids did great last Saturday. Everyone was really excited about it, and I got to watch both teams. We have two teams. We have the blue team and the gold team, and I got to watch both of them at different times throughout the day, and both teams did really great. So really proud of the kids.
Okay. Any suggestions for next year?
Do what they did this year. I mean, it turned out well this year, so I think next year we're losing 3 team members. Jenna, our team captain, is going to be gone next year. She's a senior, and we've got 2 other seniors on the team that we're going to be losing as well. But beyond that, we've got a pretty good core of returning members, so I think we'll be pretty good next year too.
Jenna Parikh was here a week or 2 ago to talk about it before the event happened.
Yeah.
Talk to me about what went on that day with you.
I think this is probably the best I've ever done. I've competed the past 3 years, and this was definitely the best I've ever done as a witness and an attorney.
Oh, you were both? Mm-hmm. Did you have the same? You couldn't have had the same case.
No, yeah, it was the same case. All 3 rounds, it was the same case. First round, I was an attorney, and the second 2 rounds, I was a witness.
Wow,
Yeah.
pretty exciting. Pretty exciting. Miss Ward, you are a winner here, I believe. Talk to me. What award did you win?
So this year I won the Best Witness Award for Riley Roberts. And last year I won the Best
So
Witness.
you're a witness that lies and cheats? Is that what happened?
I mean, kind of. I was the witness who, my role, I actually left a cult. So, no, but Andrew here, he actually directed me. So I guess I owe part of my award to him. But yeah.
We can cut it in half.
We could try, but.
Andrew, tell me about your experiences being involved in the mock trial.
It's a great experience. My dad's another one of the coaches here, so it runs in the family. My sister did it this year too, so I got to kind of bounce ideas off of her. And it's always fun just to walk into the courtroom and play attorney for one day, play a witness for one day. Just enjoy the time, enjoy speaking in front of people, learn a little bit along the way. It's a great experience.
What grade are you in?
I'm a sophomore this year.
You're a sophomore?
Junior.
Junior, so you 2 will be back
Yeah,
next year.
very excited for next year.
Well, talk to me now, because you're looking at me and you can't see them. How are the coaches?
They're great. We love it. No, seriously, our coaches are really great, especially Andrew's dad and Miss Grow and Dana. They're really great coaches. They've helped us a lot along the way. Like anything we've needed help with, they've been right there. They've been helping us since the beginning. They've been looking at our questions and helping us revise those and teaching us all the objections and just like being there for us, which is most important.
What are your plans? Well, you're only a sophomore, right?
I'm a junior.
Junior. Sorry, any plans to follow the law?
Yeah, actually, I do want to do something with law. I haven't really decided exactly what yet or where I want to go to school.
You want to progress from being just a witness.
Yeah, yeah. I like, this year was actually my first year being a witness, so I'll do that again next year. But I was a witness and an attorney, so I'll hopefully do both of those next year because it was really fun.
How about you? You've got a couple years to think about what you want to do.
Yes, I do. I have plenty
Obviously,
of
the family business.
Yes. But I really don't have much of an interest in it. I just like going out there. And not that it's bad, but I enjoy being there and interning. But I just it's not something I want to pursue later on. But it's fun right now to do.
Well, that's good. I mean, you gotta experiment. You gotta find out. This lady down here I thought she was going to be an attorney, but she's going to be a doctor, right? Mm-hmm. So you got to find out what you're doing. You got to experiment with things.
That's what's cool about it is like you don't even have to want to go into law. Like we have people who just really like public speaking, or maybe you're not great at public speaking and then you get to experiment with it. So like, yeah, you don't even have to want to go into law. You can do anything like with this.
I think I asked you the last time you were here, would you advise other kids to get involved in this program?
Oh yeah, it's taught me how to be more professional around adults and how to really think quick on your feet, especially when you are an attorney or a witness. You have no idea what you're getting into, and it really helps with
How about
a quick
being a
mindset.
defendant? You have to think quick on your feet.
Yeah, definitely. That's probably the hardest part. That was the hardest part.
Any final thoughts, ladies?
Just excited for next year and to see what all the teams bring for next year.
What's coming up with the St. Clair County Bar Association we should know about?
Nothing with regards to the mock trial until, obviously we start getting the ball rolling in a few months for next year's. We'll have a wrap-up meeting to see what we can do to improve the competition and make it better, and it's always what we're looking to do, and that's about it. We get the coaches together, we get them all in one room, and we talk about what went right, what didn't go so good, and but this year I said everything went great, and the kids had a great time.
Good. Thank you all for coming in, and good seeing you all.
Thank
and,
you.
Good luck to you, and we'll catch you. You can be a TV star instead. All right, coming up next, we've got a short interview with people from MARVAC, and then we'll be right back. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's snowing outside. That's something we didn't think would happen in March very often, but it's certainly happening today when we're videotaping this interview with Rick Perry from General RV. And Rick, welcome to the Focus program. Nice to meet you. And what's coming up at just a little bit further down the road at the Blue Water Convention Center?
Well, we've got the MARVAC show coming up for the RV and Camper Show this coming next weekend, March 8th to the 11th. We restarted the program last year for the first time in a few years, and we're looking forward to the second year, I guess, of the rebirth of it. You had some pretty good crowds last year, so you're really out promoting this year, and we're glad to help you because it's a great industry, the RV industry. It has been growing quite a bit the last couple of years. It's been quite a ride. You brought along a vehicle. Talk to me about it. We did. We brought along the 2018 Primetime Avenger 26 bunkhouse. It is our best-selling entry-level camper. Okay. It is really got a lot of neat features to it, and you can't beat the price. Okay. Well, let's go in and see what it looks like. Wow, is this beautiful? My golly. Talk to me about what we got here. Well, we have about 28 feet worth of living space in this coach. It's really set up for a family that can sleep up to 8. 8 people? 8 people in here. We have up front, we have a queen bed. So just basically your standard queen bedroom. We do have a sofa in here. We have a dinette that folds down into a bed. Oh, this folds down. This will fold down into a bed. Okay. And then in the back we have 2 bunks that are stacked on top of one another to the left. No problem. And we've got a full bathroom back there with a bathtub. The finishing, the cabinets are just remarkable. I mean, it's like you're in somebody's very nice home. Like a condo on wheels, right? Right. Yeah, absolutely. It really yeah. It's got some great amenities. It's got a double bowl sink. You've got a 3-burner stove, microwave oven, refrigerator. Lots of neat features for the family. Television. And so you pull this unit, right? This is a pullable unit, yep. And what's the pros and cons of having it? Probably money, the difference between the two? For what now? For a self-driving unit or? Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, there's a lot of benefits to having a travel trailer versus a motorhome. Some of which in a travel trailer, obviously, is expense would be the first thing you could think about. Right. But the second thing is being able to disconnect from the vehicle itself. So while you've parked the vehicle somewhere and you're camping and enjoying the campsite, if you want to run into town, you have the ability to disconnect and run into town. So with a motorhome, obviously, it makes it a little more difficult. You are in the motor that you're basically showing up in. So. You said this is an entry-level unit. As I drive down 94 and I see the huge inventory that you've got at General RV, so people can have choices from 0 to 100,000. Right? We've got them all from probably 6,000, 7,000 all the way on up to 100,000. 6,000, 7,000 all the way up. Huh? Yep. General RV is not just a small company; it's a pretty large organization. Family owned and operated for over 65 years. We do have a very family atmosphere. We'd love to take care of our customers. We have a very large service department. Probably one of the neatest programs in the country right now with a Keep You Camping program for after the sale. So we have a lot of neat little things that we do special for our customers and for the General RV family. Why should people come to the Port Huron show? Well, first of all, venue-wise, it's a great place, kind of locally for everybody in that area that doesn't get an opportunity to come downstate to the bigger shows. It's a local show, so there's a lot of good opportunity to see some good campers down there. It's going to be busy all weekend long, as it was last year. It's got a lot of great features as far as campers to show and motorhomes to see, and there's good food, there's parts, there's all kinds of stuff down in the Port Huron area. Well, it's March the 8th through the 11th at the Blue Water Convention Center. That's Thursday and Friday from 2 to 8, Saturdays from 11 till 8, Sunday from 11 till 9. There's an admission price, but it's pretty reasonable. $6 for adults, seniors over 55 are $5. Yep. Children under 16 are free, and parking is free. Parking is free, yep. And it's right under the Blue Water Bridge. It's a beautiful spot. It really is a beautiful spot. It says here also that there are tickets available, coupons available at the number of places. There's a number of different locations that you can go to and get discounted tickets and or coupons for as well. Big Boy Restaurants, Mortimer Lumber,
FV Sports, Blue Water Convention Center itself, and the Times Herald and the Voice newspapers. So, if people have never been in camping, how can I convince them to go into it?
Into a new camper?
Yeah.
Well, first of all, you have to see them. I think once that people understand exactly what this is all about, I think it changes their mind very quickly. These aren't just campers. These are small homes on wheels.
Yeah.
And there's a little more luxury to some than others, and there's a little more fun to some than others, but there's a little bit of everything for everybody. And one of the nice things about it is that they don't have to feel like they're in a tent and on the ground.
Yep.
They can come and they can have their stuff inside. They can have a place to go and stay on a day like today where the snow's flying.
Right.
Or if it's really nice, they have an opportunity to go outside and enjoy the outside, but there's a lot of features and benefits to camping.
Okay. Rick Perry, thanks so much for
Thank you.
stopping by. We
Appreciate you having me.
Well, appreciate you coming to Port Huron and telling people how great camping is.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Look forward to it.
See you at the show.
Yep.
Well, that's about it for this edition of the Focus program. Thanks very much for tuning in. Till next time, I'm Paul Dingeman. See you soon.
Thanks for watching Focus with Paul Dingeman. Focus is produced at the CTV Community Television Studios in St. Clair. For over 20 years, CTV has captured the moments that matter to our community.